So if you look at what we have there, automatically there is a mistake with this option D. So the answer to that very question is 40√3/3. So by virtue of these options, if the options are this, that means there is no suitable option for that answer. So this is the answer, 40√3/3. Then the next question says, in a triangle XYZ, let's say we have a triangle XYZ. Let's say we have a triangle of this kind, such that X, Y, Z. XYZ. So then the question says XYZ is 15 degrees. XYZ, that means this angle XYZ, this angle is 15 degrees. Then XZY, XZY is 45 degrees. That means this place is what? 45 degrees. XY, that's side XY is 7 centimeters. Where is XY? Our XY will definitely be this place. That's sine. That is 7 centimeters. XY, that side. Then the question asks us to look for, find YZ. Where is YZ? This is YZ. So we're asked to look for this YZ. But mind you, the sum of angles in a triangle, what it means is that angle X plus angle Y plus angle Z must give us what? 180 degrees, because the sum of angles in the triangle is added up to what? 180 degrees. Meanwhile, our angle X, we don't know, but we need to calculate it. Why? Because the side of interest that we're asked to look for is facing that angle. That is why we need to know that angle, and that's why we have resorted into the use of this concept. Then what is our Y? Our Y is 15 degrees. Plus, what is our Z? Our Z is 45 degrees, because we want 180 degrees. 45 degrees plus 15, that would definitely give us 60 degrees, because we want 180 degrees. And angle X will now be 180 degrees minus 60 degrees, and that will be 180 degrees plus what? 120 degrees. Now we have calculated, or we have solved for our X. Now that angle X is now what? 120, which is facing this YZ that the question asks us to look for. And meanwhile, this sine 45 is facing this angle. And you remember the sine rule, that to use sine rule, we'll be given at least 2 angles, and a side must be what? Included. So in that situation, this side is included to this angle. This angle and the angle the side we have to look for is facing this angle. So we can use sine rule. This one is very suitable to what? To sine rule. So sine rule, we state that A over sine A equals to B over sine B. So in that situation, let's say our side of interest, which is now what? YZ is our A over sine of the angle facing it, that's 120 degrees, equals to B. Let's say our B is 7 centimeters over the angle facing B, that is sine of angle facing B, that's 45 degrees. Now we are to use what? Special angle. What is sine 120? You know that sine 120 will definitely fall on the second quadrant, where 180 minus theta is what you have as the formula. So 180 minus, what's the theta here? Is 120. 120 degrees. 180 minus 120, that will definitely give us 60. So we are talking about what? Sine 60. And what is sine 60 by special angle? It is definitely √3/2, which is equal to sine which is equal to 7 over sine 45. Sine 45 by special angle is 1/√2. So by so doing, we just need to what? To cross multiply. So if you cross multiply, let's simplify this first. We have 7 over, or I can say 7 divided by 1/√2. That would definitely give me 7 times √2/1, and that's what? 7√2. So I have 7, the whole of this is 7√2. So I will need to cross multiply. So by cross multiplying, I have my YZ to be equals to 7√2 times √3/2. So in this situation, if I'm to simplify this, it will be 7 into what? 2 times 3, affected by root over what? 2. And that would definitely be what? 7. 2 times 3, 6. So that would be 7 root 6 over 2 and centimeter. So our answer, our YZ, will definitely be what? Equals to what? 7 root 6 over 2. So we go to our option and see the one that correlates with that. And that will be no other option rather than what? Option A. So the answer to question 10 is option A, which is 7 root 6 over 2. Now, question 11. From the diagram above, this diagram, find the bearing of R from S. So the question asks us to look for the bearing of R from X. So we have this such that we have a scenario like this. So if you look at this very well, you discover that you can draw, this is our S. So this is our North Pole. So we can just produce a line like this to justify our North Pole. But meanwhile, this is 44 degrees, and this is perpendicular, making it 90 degrees. So we can calculate this point as this angle. So this angle will definitely be 180 minus 90 plus 44. That will be this angle. And that will be 180 minus this plus this. That's 134. That will be 46 degrees. So this place is 46 degrees. And remember that if this place is 46 degrees, automatically this one, the whole of this place is 90. So if this is 46, automatically this place will be what? 44 degrees. And you can also use alternate angle because this is angle Z. So by alternate angle, which looks like this angle is equal to this angle. So this 44 is equal to this place, which is 44. Then remember that it's coming from the North Pole. So from here to where it touches the line of sight of what? Of the line of sight of what is this point? R. So that is where we are talking about. But remember that this place to this place, this place to this place is 90, to this place is 180. So from this place to this place is 180. So therefore, the bearing of R from S will definitely be 180 degrees plus 44 degrees. That will give us 422. That's 244 and 224. That's 224 degrees. And there will be no other option other than what? Option B. Then the next question, which is question 12, says that if sine theta is minus half for this, for theta lying between 0 degrees and 360, find the value of theta. So we have no other option other than to result into the use of what? Cast. So according to the cast, which I explained earlier, cosine is positive here, all angles are positive here, sine is positive here, tan is positive here. And we're told that sine theta is what? Minus half. For sine theta to be equals to minus half, that means it will fall in the region where sine is what? Negative. All angles are positive here, it can't be this first quadrant. All sines are positive here, it can't be second quadrant. It will definitely be this quadrant and this quadrant. And what's the formula here? So sine half, theta, sine theta, if sine theta equals to 0.5 or half, it means theta will definitely be half sine of half. And what's that sine of half? That's sine inverse of half. That would be what? 30 degrees. That would be 30 degrees. And at this point, at this region, we have theta minus 180 degrees. At this region, we're having 360 minus theta. So if our theta is 30 degrees, that means our theta minus 180, which is on the third quadrant, where sine can be negative, it will definitely be theta will be equals to, let's say this is our theta 1. Theta 1 will now be minus 180 equals to our theta. And what's our theta here? 30 degrees. So theta 1 minus 180 degrees will now be equals to what? 30 degrees. So our theta 1, which is what we are looking for, will be 30 degrees plus this one comes here, it becomes 180 degrees. And that will be 30 plus 180 degrees, that will give us 210 degrees. So that is the first value for our theta. Then the second value is on the what? On the fourth quadrant, where you have 360 minus theta. And what's our theta? 30. So 360 minus 30 degrees, and that will give us 330 degrees. So our answer will definitely be, the possible values of our theta will definitely be 110 degrees, 210 degrees rather, and 330 degrees. So we go to our option and see the one that correlates with that. And that will be no other option rather what? Option C. Then the next question, which is the shadow of a pole. The shadow of a pole 5√3 meter high. So let's say the pole is what? 5√3 meters high. So the height of the pole is 5√3 meters. Is 5 meters. Find the angle of elevation. So definitely, if the shadow will be cast around this point. So basically, it's casting the shadow here. So the question asks us, so this is the angle of what? Elevation. Let's call it theta. So it's casting the shadow around here, meters. Because if you are standing like this, then the shadow will be like this. So the question asks us to find the angle of elevation of the sun. So the angle of elevation of the sun will definitely be, so to this angle, opposite hypotenuse. But if